beat Real Madrid 2-1. Fantastic game for Manchester City. Haaland scored again. Haaland is a goal machine. Yeah, he's scoring goals every time. Even after the game, he came out to say that he likes playing at the Santiago. Is a fantastic place to play. Fantastic game for Pep Guardiola to win that game 2-1. Fantastic all round in the Champions League yesterday. We're going to dive into the Champions League. I will talk about games that happened yesterday in the Champions League. Today, Europa League is on. We'll talk about Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest and Europa League today. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin. Today, we'll talk about the Champions League and Europa League. Good morning, also.
Good morning, Godwin. Interesting game of football last night. Champions League football served again. Another night of serving us wonderful football, premium football. Goals everywhere, especially for the early kickoff. Ajax and QARABAG. There was a scare in that one. All of a sudden, Ajax came back and did a comeback against them. Copenhagen, on the other hand, I think their first time of winning in the first time of a Danish team winning in La Liga, a La Liga team in the Champions League. It was a fantastic game of football there. I think 3-2 in that game as well. So other games of football happened. Arsenal did not feel to surprise us. They went on and they did the best they can do, scoring 3 goals against Club Brugge. It was a good game of football all around. Premier League represented well. And again, welcome to the show, guys.
Good morning, John.
City, Manchester City.
This song I don't want to hear.
The boys in blue will never go back.
Yes,
my people. Yes. And my name is John. And I'm super excited to be joining you this morning straight out of the Bernabeu Stadium where we went to cut some bulls, if you get my drift, okay? And welcome to another exciting show. As for all the Real Madridistas out there, our markets, take heart. Now so I've been.
Okay, let's see. Good game for Manchester City. They won that game 2-1. Fantastic. Even though they considered first in that game, but they somehow came back.
You just come now, you talk Haaland scored again in that game. Na penalty, oh. Haaland scored again. Na penalty. No, if you see, let's see. See. I tell you.
See what I'm talking about Haaland. Let's see what
I'm talking about. I know say EPL. If now one person, if now some people goat, they'll talk say he has scored 1,000 goals and 200 penalties. They clarify penalties.
See why I'm talking about Haaland. Haaland has played 55 games in the Champions League and he has scored 55 goals.
How many of those 55 goals the penalty?
If you look at this kind of goals he scores, you know that he doesn't score enough penalties.
He doesn't score enough penalties. Trust me, bro.
Penalty. Inside that 55 goals, I can bet you my life. I put my life on the line. Say, out of that 55 goals, 15 of them na penalty.
But you know even
reach 5. You
know even reach 5.
He showed me, say 15 of those goals na penalty. So yesterday it was a good game for City. They came back and they represent England, like I said, but that one I was on the fence. And because I'm on the fence, I'm not saying that they are over. I'll tell you the why. It go well, the game go well. This guy, the first goal, this guy shutting down Bernardo. He should be, no, he's a good player, fantastic player. Grandpa Bernardo still has a shut and down to collect ball, go attack. Good game, but the other scoring a penalty is penalty. When they talk, I say he scored one wonderful worthy goal.
Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at both FM Sports. We're always live on YouTube. You can go there, drop your comments. We'll be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, yesterday results in the Champions League. Early kickoff. QARABAG 2, AJAX 4. By Leverkusen and Newcastle played a 2-2 draw. It was a fantastic game of football there. Real Madrid lost at home to Manchester City 2-1. Benfica have won second game in a row in the Champions League. They beat Napoli 2-0. So Jose Mourinho. Arsenal went away to Club Brugge to beat them 3-0. Fantastic for Arsenal. Arsenal is perfect in this Champions League. I think they are going to consider 1 goal, and that's against Bayern Munich.
Perfect score.
Yeah, so the good one for Ajax. The surprising result yesterday is Atletico Club and PSG played a 0-0.
Yes.
I was looking for goals in that game.
If you saw the lineup, you understand. Now my Yulu starts.
They score goals.
I was looking for goals in that game, but it did not come. Okay, Juventus beat PAFOS 2-0, and Borussia Dortmund and bodoe and glimt played a 2-2 draw in the game yesterday. Okay, let's talk about the early kickoff. The early kickoff quickly. QARABAG. Okay, I missed one game. Yeah, one of the early kickers is VILLAREAL versus COPENHAGEN. They lost at home. VILLAREAL lost at home 3-2. VILLAREAL are third in the La Liga. I think about 5 points below Barcelona. But in the Champions League, only 2 points. I don't even understand that. They play well in the La Liga, but they come to the Champions League and they don't play much in the Champions League.
It's poor, you know, because this is a team that will normally be dominating in the La Liga and also dominating in Europe. Whether it's the Europa League or Champions League, they will at least just show themselves. But unfortunately, the way the game played out yesterday, I think the game got away from them, because before you could say Jack, they have already considered, and not just considering one, considering 3 on the night is a very terrible one. No matter what you want to do on the pitch, if you concede goals and you don't have the firepower like Madrid or let's say City now to score more goals, you are going to lose the game one way or another. And I feel like they need to work on their defense. They need to work on the way they defend as a unit, because a lot of them were caught out yesterday.
Yeah, today they are out of the Champions. They have only 1 point in 6 games.
If they win the next 2 games, they can,
will
they
not.
can still.
If you look at the
They
table,
can
the
point.
table will tell you.
If they win the next 2 games, they have 7
The
points.
last
Copenhagen.
they have played to Copenhagen with 7 points.
After winning their own, Copenhagen was the same thing. But again, look at this game. I think this is the first time in the last 16 times the Danish team has played against the Spanish team, and 0 of them were wins. You go to the highest you could get is a draw. If you're playing against the Spanish team, whether push comes to shove, the highest you can get is a draw and on to the next one. But this one, they broke a record that has been standing for about more than 16 years in the Champions League. Breaking that record because they were intent. Copenhagen was intent on doing the job. I saw a Nigerian player, actually, I saw another Canadian, this is what they scout them, maybe they play for that country. Another Canadian player who bears the Nigerian name, Oluwaseyi, in that game, coming in as a sub to score a goal for VILLAREAL. It was a good game to see him score a goal for them, but it was not enough, because if you look at the game so far, most people that scored the goals in that game were substitute bench. 2 of the goals that came in the Copenhagen side were substitute bench. One of the goals from the VILLAREAL side was a substitute bench, which means the game was going the way, I think they were going the way, let's just defend, let's just settle for a draw, which is not which is not the intent of Copenhagen in the first place. And when they made the sub, you could see that the energy increased, and they went on to.
One of the highlights of this VILLAREAL poor run of games is losing to a PAFOS FC. There's no need, let them come back home.
Okay, I thought back to AJAX. AJAX won their first game too in the Champions League.
They beat AJAX first half.
Yes, it was. They came back to win that game for goals. So fantastic for them. Okay, let's go back to the 9 p.m. games yesterday. Let's start with Real Madrid.
Let's go there, because there's a segue I want to get.
Where are you going to?
On the Haaland matter.
That's what we want to jump into Haaland before. Calm down now. Why are you rushing? I go lost.
He want 5 stars. Some of the goals we scored to be penalty.
Thank you. And they went for one.
I don't tell you.
I go jump this penalty. We know that you jump. I go jump.
Why you go jump Madrid?
Let's talk about Newcastle. It's a big game. Newcastle was Leverkusen. It's a big game. Leave Madrid.
Okay, let's talk about games that happened tonight. Let's start with Real Madrid. Real Madrid and Manchester City played a game yesterday at the Santiago. Real Madrid lost that game at home 1-2, 2 goals to 1. Man City won that game. Fantastic game of football. Haaland scored the second of those goals in his 5 Champions League appearance for Haaland. Fantastic. That game started very well. Real Madrid scored the first goal, and everybody was thinking, even though before that Man City was dominating the ball, but before Real Madrid scored that goal, as he just said, they lost the ball and they scored that goal, but they came back, fought and won that game 2 goals to 1.
Yes, thanks for coming. That's what we are all waiting for on Bernardo Silva. Thank you. Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. That's the song we are waiting to sing. We are all just counting down till that day we sing that song and he can move on, or he can be relegated to the bench or management staff, whatever it is. But no harm feelings or hot feelings towards him. It was a game that everybody who saw that game can say yes. You have to remove cap and give City, because this is a team that can do it against the best, against the 15-time. Also, you only like points 15-time badge for your shoulder. You never win title for your club. You go buy Madrid jersey so you can point 15.
No, I go buy the one pack of wrestling.
But Godwin, to quickly tackle the elephant in the room, this man has taken 11 left-footed penalties in the competition, scoring 9 but missing just 2. That means that of the 55 you are talking about, the only mouth you can make here is 9. Even that 9, he missed 2, so it's 7.
You say you're taking
can you just calm down on your 15?
See,
stop making basic arguments
Haaland has taken 15 penalties
out of ill feelings
towards
the legendary man.
the hype,
If they pay you,
understand,
ba,
na tapping in the score.
you don't have
Much.
you don't have
You've
that
not seen
hype
Haaland,
in
you've
your
not seen
team.
Haaland score a worldie.
Oh wow.
What?
Wow.
What?
Worldie. I
In the
never see
Champions
him.
League.
I never see
You
him.
know they
Now
watch
tapping.
You know they
The
watch
Overhead
ones I they
kick.
watch. Tapping.
Acrobatic kick.
He never do him.
I-
From outside the 18. Fire one better, boom. We heavy like Ibrahimovic. Oh.
When last your forward line fired that kind of
that
thing?
game was a fantastic game for Pep Guardiola.
Full crook.
When last?
Full crook. But again, good game of football for Man City. Good game of football.
Yeah, good game for Man City in that game. After that game, everybody was trying to as under immense pressure in that club. He has not won games in the La Liga. I think he 3 games in a row, won one, and then lost this one at the weekend. Now game in the Champions League. Obviously, he might not even qualify for that top eight in the Champions League. But if you look at this game in general again, even though the Haaland scored the second goal, where is he going wrong for Real Madrid? But that's the problem. Everybody could not pinpoint, even though that Mbappe got a knock. He trained, he was on the bench, but he didn't play. Where is it going wrong for Real Madrid?
I'll give you an answer, but let's not also
The
finish.
problem still remains the defense. Everybody's picking up. Just like when we said Man United have played 30 defensive mixtures in front of this guy I think 2 seasons ago. It's same thing happening in Real Madrid this season. Every day you're seeing different defenders. Last week it was Militao and Rudiger. Today is Rudiger and Militao is out. Rudiger was out last week. This week, this same match, Rudiger will commit that far. He pick up knock, which means he probably will not be available for the La Liga game, the next game. So it's just about the defensive structure, not stable at the moment. Then again, I think the shuffling in midfield is not unnecessary. Tchouaméni, Valverde was played at right back. This guy in midfield, Tchouaméni, Bellingham, and one other person. Then in front, you have the guy that they forgot.
Ceballos started that game.
Danny Ceballos. Then you have the guy they forgotten for like a couple of months now.
The Garcia boy.
We brought him in.
And
now he has to fall back.
I have something to say.
He has to fall back to Rodrigo. You get now. There was no Andagula. There was no Mastertuno. Most of those players they brought in with the high intensity of these people have the intensity to play Xabi Alonso football. They are not available anymore.
Thank you. I've been dying to get into this conversation because we are seeing something happening like this in England. Xabi Alonso's biggest problem is his man management. Quote me any day, anytime. It is his man management, and a slot's biggest problem in the EPL right now is also his man management. Take it or leave it. QED. Number one, the players you should have galvanized to work with you. You came in and wanted to set shoulder first thing without working with everybody. Those players you alienated are the players you needed in games where you should have lost or pick points. Like for all the games he's lost this season, for all the games you struggled so far this season, yes, they have a defense issue, but this defense issue was there. Carlo Ancelotti was using it to win titles. Carlo Ancelotti was using it to win games. Carlo Ancelotti was using it to perform well for Real Madrid before he was exited last season. Now, at the summer, they brought in Dean Huijsen. They brought in a couple of characters. We know Real Madrid spent over $1 billion or more remodeling the Bernabeu Stadium. It's no longer Santiago Bernabeu, it's now Bernabeu Stadium. They spent $1 billion remodeling that stadium and doing that. They are cash strapped right now. They cannot afford to go and splurge on a defensive position. So you got one guy in, work with the rest of the other young lads available to you. You went in and you are alienating certain players in that season. Look at how good Goncalo Garcia was for him in the Club World Cup. Look at how good Hendrick too has been for the club before him coming in. And you just came in straight out without giving these guys a playing start. You've relegated them. Now, Mbappe wasn't available for the game yesterday. Yes, it was the same Rodrigo who has not kicked football for 90 minutes for Real Madrid up to 4 times this season that came and scored for you almost at the very start of that game. So like he says, the answer, there was a headline where I was reading before coming in here. He said that nobody's downing tools, that this is he will continue to explain. The problem is these guys that you came in and want to use as your sign of authority, like Thomas Frank used Bissouma for his own. Bissouma is out injured now. Are the same guys that are going to come and bail you out. Well, work with your people.
At the end of the day, we don't understand the dynamics of what happened inside the dressing room. We can come out and speculate things. For example, you could say Andy.
Thank you.
No, you could say Andy have not played. The club might instruct him not play Andy. We don't know the dynamics of things.
See,
That
It's
that-
not
that-
possible.
again,
It's not
let's see.
possible.
It's possible.
God,
It's
That's
not
not
possible.
God, no
There's
matter
no
how you
way,
see, it's
and
not
for
possible.
example, there's no way Hendrick
Mm.
will not play a single, even this game, a single minute in a couple of games now. It happens.
Look at
sometimes.
the case of
For
Eden.
example,
Look at the case of Eden Heaven now.
Maesca came to Chelsea and when he met Sterling there. Sterling started with preseason, played a lot of preseason. Suddenly he wasn't in, the next store he wasn't available again, and he was given a.
It's not canon to Real Madrid. The case was that he was in a big pay. How much you signed Hendrick? Where you want to tell me he's on a bumper pay? It's not.
Tell you, I want to use, you've used Anslot as a case study. Let's use Eden Heaven as another case study. You have a Maguire, a Delete, a Lisandro Martinez, a Luke Shaw that can play centre back. Where does Eden Heaven fall into? Now, these players are not available based on the coach wants to give them rest or something like that. You have to play the Eden Heaven. And for the past 2 games he's played, it just means one thing, that, okay, see, the players that are playing ahead of you are giving me something better in the training. They are senior. Forget the fact that they are senior players.
What are they giving? Please, let's look at their stats, man. Because it's unfair to use that. It's totally unfair.
I'll keep saying it. At some point in this same Man United, there was sometimes tell you the person who trains the highest in training was Anthony. But if you come out, you know they do anything.
Well,
so it's just what the manager sees in training that makes him say,
it's not about training, bro. It's that performance on the pitch that is the ultimate
thing I say is that nobody knows the dynamic of what happened. You can always speculate things, how we see games, but things happen in the dressing room, things happen in a club, as an institution we don't know. And that's why most times I don't really accept a coach comes out to say, oh, this, for example, Salah comes out to say this is what is happening, then we'll believe what Salah says. And it's not come and say this is what is happening.
Then we start looking at the game.
If nobody is saying anything, we can just speculate things. But Real Madrid are struggling. They need to start picking up points everywhere in the Champions League, in the La Liga. If not, they will go trophyless again in second season in a row. If you look at the statistics in that game, although after the game everybody was backing Xavi Alonso, Asensio, Jude Bellingham, everybody came out to speak to the press. They are still backing Alonso, and I think they should give Alonso more time because he's still a young coach. And Santiago and Real Madrid is actually a big club. It's not an easy, it's not an easy institution. Yeah, not an easy club to actually coach. No matter even Jose Mourinho, they struggled. Everybody. Pressure is too much at Real Madrid, but let's see if he's going to perform well. If you look at the statistics in that game, 17 shots for Real Madrid in total, only 2 were on target, so I don't know where they shoot the ball go. Just 17 shots in total, 2 were on target. They had 46% possession, 384 passes, and 88 of them were accurate. For City had 11 shots in total, and 7 of them were on target, 54% possession, and 409 passes, 88 of them were accurate. I want to give kudos to O'Reilly too, the left back, and he's a fantastic player. Since they switched team position, they switched his position from midfield to the left back. He has made that particular position his own, and obviously he's going to probably play that for England in the World Cup. But let's see what happens if he's going to do that. Okay, let's move on to other games that happened yesterday. Let's talk about Arsenal, because Arsenal went to Club Brugge and beat them 3 goals. You need to see that Madueke's first goal. If you see that shot, if you see that shot, it was like a bomb. One day, if you see that shot,
say it in Greek.
I was watching, I was like, wow, that shot was massive. It was fantastic goal for Madueke. He scored 2 in this game. Another second half header in the second half. In between the last goal was scored by Martinelli. Fantastic game for Arsenal. Arsenal is perfect. They conceded only 1 goal in this Champions League against Bayern Munich, and they have scored 1 every game. 6 games, 6 weeks. Obviously, they are going to qualify top. They just 2 more games remaining. Fantastic game for Arsenal. Even though they had a makeshift defender, Norgard played as number 5 in that game, but he still defended well. Arsenal coming out with a clean sheet and 3 points.
You have to give it to Arteta. You have to give it also to his team, but fundamentally you have to give it to the yardstick and principles he has set in that team, which is the way they play, the way they fight for duels, the way they go out, the way they defend as a unit. I think apart from Arsenal, I don't think there's any team in the Premier League that plays as a unit like Arteta's team, and you have to give him credit for that. But then also you have to also give the team credit, because some of the unlikely names you see on the score sheets are performing. It shows that the system he has implemented is working, because whether it's Trossard, whether it's Martinelli, whether it's what's his name now, Xhaka, whoever is coming from that wing, is producing for the team and they are coming good for the team one way or another. In a game like this against an opponent like Club Brugge, you wouldn't expect them to do so much, but the players on the wings and in the center did well for the team and they came good for them. Secondly, you have to also go back and give credit to the makeshift defender too, because he came good for the team as well. He hasn't seen as much. Let's not forget, this is a captain of a club before he came to Arsenal. He hasn't seen.
I don't think he has seen 5 minutes in the Premier League this season. But even Zubimendi have been playing. Even Zubimendi played 90 minutes in this one. I don't know what Tata and Zubimendi what they see. But fantastic game for Arsenal.
Nogan, I think is one thing, because when you saw him play for Brentford at some point, you see him play in the back three. In that back three, under Thomas Frank, in the midfield, at some point, you see the midfield choked with all the players and the attack. You see him play in the back three system. He was one of those defenders. He can play defense anywhere in the middle. Going forward, he can play there. Center back, defensive midfield, center midfield. I'm not sure of the attacking midfield, but anywhere along that midfield, he can play.
Near the attacking midfield.
At least in the score for Brentford that year now. But he was a good player. He is a good player. I don't know what I'm using. He's a good player. And seeing the Arteta system, it's not about, like we keep saying, it's not about what a manager brought in. I think over the years, Arteta has built on one thing, which is consistency. No matter what you do, just be consistent in doing the basics. Again, don't come and do the basics this week and next week try and do something extra without doing the basics. Just be consistent in doing the basics, then you can improve on that. And I think that's one thing that has helped Arteta grow this Arsenal team. So anybody is bringing in now, he's bringing in those players to come and work with the basics he's set, which is be consistent, win the first ball, win the second ball, chase the second balls. If you're not going to win it, chase after it, get the ball, and when you're progressing the attack, run together.
Yeah, Madueke scored the first goal. A powerful shot from Madueke to score that first goal for Arsenal in the second half. Zubimendi crossed and he nodded in for Arsenal for the second goal. Then Martinelli scored his own fantastic goal for the third goal. Arsenal were actually perfect in that game, even though they struggled at some point in the first half, but you could see how consistent they are. But their defense is still shaky because there are a lot of injury problems. Not that have to play. Hincapi played, and remember Mosquera is out, Saliba is out, Gabriel is out.
So they are,
but yes, I want to give kudos to our Nigerian, but Onyeka Onyedikachi played very well with it. And when I saw that game, I was like, why this guy not even they play much for Super Eagles? But
they play now. In one match, you will be put.
I said much because the way he controlled, he was playing in that midfield, in that box. It was actually fantastic yesterday. He should play more for the Nigerian Super Eagles.
But he won't be there already.
But let's see. Let's see. It was a good game for him and a good game for Arsenal too. Arsenal Arteta has played 6 games in the Champions League and they have won all 6. They have scored goals and conceded only 1 goal. Even though that they are having problems with their defense, they still score 1 goal. So fantastic for Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus actually played his first game for Arsenal after 1 year out. I think it's around this time last year he got injured. So,
after being reborn.
Yes. Early January, so he's back. He played a couple of minutes in that game, about 25 minutes. Yokore started, he came in. So Arsenal attack is improving, but their defense is still a problem. So before the weekend against Wolves, they will know if Saliba is going to play or if they will continue with the makeshift defense. If you look at the statistics in that game for Arsenal, Club Brugge has 16 shots in total. 7 of them were on target, 49% possession, and 435 passes. 90 of them were accurate. For Arsenal has 16 shots in total. 13 of them were on target, 51% possession, and 466 passes. So
that's what you call clinicality.
It was simply a 50-50 match.
13 on target.
13 on target is massive, but good game for.
It was simply a 50-50
Yeah, it was
match.
50-50 game, but Arsenal scored 3 in that game. Fantastic for them to score 3 and won that game comfortably, 3-0. Okay, other games that happened yesterday. Benfica beat Napoli 2-0. Before we go there, let's just read some of the comments on our YouTube channel, because everybody's talking about that Real Madrid game. And okay, Leo Emmanuel is saying, good morning guys. When you see a team of players that want to sack their coach, you will know Madrid players are working very hard to sack Xavi Alonso. Forget all this their performance. Stuff like this is ruining football. I don't think they are trying to sack Alonso, but conspiracy theories full everywhere. It's also saying Perez should overhaul that defense. Militao, Rudiger are taking turns to be in the hospital. They are really fit. take a bold decision.
I've been saying it now for the last 2 seasons.
Take a bold decision to sell this injuries. Okay,
Sell
so
off.
this, sell these injury players and get players that are fit. Okay, let's see if they are going to do that.
Even at a loss, sell off.
Okay, and Cletus is here saying, okay, and also, are you now arguing a penalty goal? But when it comes to Penaldo, and you place a penalty goal, your Babele is a divine
Thank
gift.
you.
I never praised penalty goals before. When they count your goals, they count the penalty.
Penaldo.
As it were the days of Chelsea 2-1, so it was the night of Madrid 1-2. No, so we beat your Real Madrid we beat your Madrid at the Santiago, and there is nothing you won't defend here. We go again. Okay, he's talking about Vinicius looks for penalty tire. Referee no send down. Rudiger even deserved a red card for which Guardiola was protesting and received a yellow card. That's the same situation that exited Arugo against Chelsea. Okay, but let's see. Madrid is struggling. Everybody is talking about Real Madrid. Okay, the other games in the Champions League yesterday. Fantastic game of Champions League. Benfica beat Napoli 2-0. Jose Mourinho won back-to-back games, and if he wins maybe one more game, because his final game in the Champions League is Real Madrid, so he needs to just win the next game and at least get an opportunity to qualify.
As much points as possible
before you play Real Madrid. Just 2 more games remain, but fantastic game for him to beat Napoli.
Yeah, fantastic one for him. I've been supporting the Benfica side. I just want to understand why not, so you are not as vibrant as before, because you were the one shouting Zambo and Grisha, McTominay, all the names, Alpha, Rasmus Højlund, Alpha.
See,
but your own publicity no start.
Your publicity is not.
My publicity is no start. Not be my fault. Now coach fault. Now coach fault. It's not my problem.
And if you say they for no score,
he no
score because all the time they shout.
Make them play am now. Make them play am now.
All the time they shout. Go
and look at his records. There are teams in the EPL. 2 teams you put together, and his numbers are bigger than their numbers. 2 teams.
Bigger than their numbers. Actual team was a tier about. But again, it's a good game to see. I actually didn't focus on that game. At first, I started with the Newcastle game. I wanted to see what Højlund had to offer, and I wanted to see what Eddie Howe was, because it was score. So I was more on that game. But when I saw that Man City scored and did a comeback against Real Madrid, I had to switch to. So my focus was on the Real Madrid game and on the Newcastle game. But in this one, it was a good game to see, because I went back to look at what happened in that game. It was good to see, because for everything Napoli had to offer, there was an answer from the Benfica side.
Yeah.
For everything they threw at the Benfica defense, answer for them. It's not okay for me. I would say for a fact it was not okay for me. The performance was poor. It's just no talk.
Okay, let's talk about Newcastle. Newcastle went away to Germany. Game ended 2-2 in Germany by Leverkusen to Newcastle 2. Fantastic game of football. 4 goals in the game. For neutrals is good, but for Newcastle I think they picked up 1 point, which is good for them. Yeah.
Grimado.
Just to make a point of reference, Anacletus Lionel Messi has got more penalties in the Champions League than CR7, yes.
In the Champions League, yes. Overall,
Penaldo
is safe.
Is the king of penalties.
When you say Messi has scored more
in the Champions League, now rest.
So now Champions League we talk now. So let's not agree that he's not Penaldo in the Champions League. In the Champions League, he's not Penaldo. Let's not agree.
Good game for Bayer Leverkusen and Newcastle. They played a fantastic game yesterday, 2-2 on the night. The only surprising game for me yesterday is Athletic Club versus PSG. I was expecting goals in that game, and it ended 0-0. It's been a while we saw a 0-0 scoreline in Champions League, and I was getting a question for everybody, and I wonder what did happen for PSG game. Make I go see what did happen for PSG.
0-0.
Yeah, even though that PSG dominated that game, 71% possession, 17 shots in total, 8 on target. Like Atletico Europa did not even have 0 shots on target, but they defended well. But it was just a 0-0.
Unfortunately, the best player in the world right now was not available in that game. It was Mayulu.
I think for me, if you look at the PSG side, they are marred by injuries. There's not been a steady for 3 games in a row. There's not been a steady starting 11. PSG, when they won the Champions League, every week you see one particular team coming out. either a Bakola,
Due.
no, not even Due. Due
Or
might start on the bench.
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Bakola. Now that's the position you can see there's a switch. Either Bakola or Due plays from the other side. But on this other side, you have definitely a Vicha and Dembele. You get it? When Dembele was out, you have a Due, Bakola, and the rest of them. Then in the substitute bench, you now have Mayulu. In this season, you now have Mayulu starting games. In midfield is not steady. Today you're seeing a Fabio Ruiz. Tomorrow you're seeing a person you don't know his name. You don't know him from anywhere. In the defense, today Marquinhos is available. Tomorrow Pacho is there. Next tomorrow Babe somebody is there. And again with the absence of Hakimi, that defense as well with his injury, it's just tough. I just think it's tough for them to just continue to keep a steady 11 that can go on and say, okay, this team is the team that can go on and win you games. There's really a lot of academic graduates. I call them academic graduates because most of them are under 20.
Secondly, even their first choice goalkeeper that ousted them and Donnarumma in that team is also out. So it's a backup.
So it was I won't say a boring game though. PSG dominated, but they couldn't find an answer. Couldn't find an answer in that game. It was good point for Athletic Bilbao. They have been struggling in this Champions League. If you look at where they are on the table, you understand they are struggling. So they are 28, just 5 points on the table. So it's going to be an interesting to see who is going to make that top 24. After it's just two more games remaining in the Champions League. Yeah, in January. They will see who's first 2 weeks or 2 weeks of January. We'll see. We'll see who's going to qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League. Juventus beat PAFOS 2-0. Good one for Juventus. Bodoe and Glimt played a 2-2 draw. Good game there too.
When it comes to Champions League, Bodoe. I told you Bodo last night because I know what they were cooking.
Now draw now. Nothing come out.
Now smart, these people
just escape. Come out.
They escape with their life.
Okay, good game for both teams. Okay, if you look at now the table in the Champions League, the top eight, Arsenal is perfect in this Champions League. 6 games played, 6 wins, 17 goals scored, and 1 conceded. 18 points on the table. Fantastic for them. But you remember what happened with Liverpool last season? I think they won their first 6 games.
They won 7 and lost the last
game. They used the last 3 academy
and then dropped out of the competition.
So it's not a guarantee that Arsenal will go all the way because Liverpool did it last season. They won 7 in a row before dropping out in the first knockout stage when they played PSG in that one. So it's not a guarantee. But for now, Arsenal are really, really good in the Champions League. They are obviously going to qualify for that top 8 because if you look at the Atletico Madrid, they just need 1 more point and they will finish in that top 8 no matter what happens in the final game. So Arsenal is perfect with 18 points. Bayern Munich is second with 15 points. PSG is third with 13 points. Man City have moved to fourth with 13 points. Atalanta is doing well. They have 13 points. They are 5th on the table. 6th on the table is Inter Milan. They have 12 points. 7th is Real Madrid after losing that game. They have 12 points. Then Atletico Madrid have 12 points in the final top 8 in the Champions League. And I will move straight to the knockout stage. Yeah, others will play playoffs. But if you look at 9th position is Liverpool, 10th is Dortmund, 11th is Tottenham, 12th is Newcastle, 13th is Chelsea. Chelsea on the table has 13 points. 14th is Sporting Lisbon. 15th is Barcelona. So Barcelona, if they don't finish top 8, you go jump person for this playoff. So imagine that they'll give them maybe another Chelsea again in that playoff. It's going to be an interesting game. So Barcelona is 15th on the table. Marseille is 16th. Juventus is 17th on the table. 18th position is Galatasaray. 19th is Monaco. 20th is Bayer Leverkusen. 21st on the table is PSV. 22nd is QARABAG. 23rd is Napoli, and the final spot as for game week 6 is Copenhagen with 7 points. Others need to fight for their life in the final 2 games. But if you ask me, the only person I'm rooting in all this club that is struggling is Benfica. I want Jose Mourinho to play the knockout stage of the Champions League. But let's see what happens.
PAFOS to play.
I want to see what happens.
No, I want they've tried.
Okay.
There are some games they picked up points. You don't expect them to pick up points.
AKA Villarreal now.
But let's see what happens in this final 2 games. But those final 2 games will happen in January next year 2006, 2026, I think 2026. Like this year is almost done. But let's see, a lot of things can still happen in the world of football. Okay, let's talk quickly the Europa League. Just talk about the English club. Aston Villa is going to Basel to play today. Who wins in today's game?
You have to give it to Villa, man.
Villa is in form of their life.
Trust me,
they are
man.
just 5 points behind Aston on the table, the EPL.
You have to give it to Villa.
Okay. They're not title contenders.
They're title contenders.
But again, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy going to the Swiss side to just play like that. It's going to be tough for them. I think the Swiss side will have more of a challenge on them than them having on themselves. But again, I think it's going to be a win. But it's not going to be a blowout. Like it's still in my head. That's not what blows it out of the water. Aston Villa will just deal with this in all of those. But it's still in my head. But it's not going to be that easy for them. It's just the way it is. But I feel like they will go there, pick up the point, pick up the maximum point. But the goals is going to hard.
Okay, let's see what happens in that game. Basel will play Aston Villa. Okay, Nottingham Forest will go to Utrecht. Utrecht is in Netherlands. Yes. So they are going to go away. We are expecting them that this pick up a point at least in that game.
3 points, nothing less. 3 points, nothing less. This is Utrecht. You are now going to go and play AJAX or PSV or Feyenoord or whoever.
Even if you want to play AJAX, you go still collect the 3 points.
So they should be able to pick up 3 points.
In this one, I don't know what Trondheim is thinking, but if you can win the Europa League with this team, even if you relegate to the Premier League, no problem. If you can win the Europa League with this team, be like Wigan that won the FA Cup and still relegated. I was starting to go for European competitions. If you can win the Europa League with this team, you're one of the best managers in the EPL.
Okay, I don't think they're going to relegate. Why they go relegate? Well, to be a fantastic game in Europa League. Let's talk about one big game in versus Roma. I'm hoping that Iheanacho plays again today, but
he's not playing. The new manager has set the bench.
I don't even understand.
The new manager
That's football for you, man.
It's just a case of. I think what Rodgers sees in him is the ability to bring the team together, bring others into play. Yes. But other managers want to see you run by yourself. Don't bring others into play. But also, about that, let your leg carry you. Don't let your leg carry others and others carry you by running for you. Let your legs carry you. And I think that's one thing other managers have done so far. Nobody is looking for the hold up play and bring others into play anymore. Everybody wants a striker that could come in midfield. Everybody is looking for him. He cannot score the 1,000 goals. He is not a player that can score the 1,000 goals. But to score those goals.
Okay, other games in the Europa League. Boys will play Lille, Nice will play Braga, Ferencváros will play Rangers of Scotland, Dynamo Zagreb will play Real Betis, Sturm Graz will play Serena Vesda, Ludogorets will play PAOK. We talked about Nottingham Forest already. Midtjylland will play Genk, Stuttgart will play Maccabi Tel Aviv, Celta Vigo will play Bologna, Basel will play Aston Villa, Celtic will play Roma, Porto will play Malmo, Lyon will play Go Ahead Eagles, FCSB will play Feyenoord, Freiburg will play Salzburg, Panathinaikos will play Victoria Pleasant, and Brann will play Fenerbahce in the Europa League today. Crystal Palace will play a game in the Conference League. Me, I don't want to dwell in the Conference League again.
But let's they do them Mojoro.
Okay, let's see one of the comments. Before we start taking phone calls, let's read some of the few comments again on our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at both FM Sports. And Emmanuel Leo is saying, John, the problem with Real Madrid isn't really man management. The boys are down tools. Every coach has his own principles, and some players might like it and it will cause serious fights. Okay, so remember when Pep came to City, he banned cell phones in training, and if you remember that what made Pep and Aguero go to have issues when he came to City. The problem now is players are no longer professionals. Okay, let's see what happens with Real Madrid. Okay, Drake Media is dropping comments. Okay, saying the Real Madrid defense should be fixed. I also do not think Real Madrid played badly. Arsenal is the team to beat both in EPL, in the Premier League and the Champions League. Once they can keep fit, the defenders are back.
Now show working where you dey for table. You dey 18th.
Okay, once they can keep fit and the defenders are back, they can go one more than last season. Kudos to Mourinho's side. Newcastle is okay, dropping too well or dipping too well. Okay, I don't understand that last comment.
Doing well.
Okay,
too.
okay. Newcastle is doing well too. Okay, but let's see where all of them will finish in. There's just 2 more games remaining in the Champions League. Let's see. Okay, let's take phone calls and get your own contribution about the Champions League games. Number to call is 0706 048 5853, or alternatively you can call 0915 570 8347. Let's take the first call. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Name and location, please. Okay, what is your contribution?
Yeah, you are supporting any club that is doing well, especially you support mainly 2 clubs, Man U and West Ham. Where do you stand? Why do you always from bad talent? You will be wasting people's more time. Is this show for you alone? Or do you people
Wait.
still want people to contribute?
Didn't I open the phone line now? We have to talk first before we actually allow people to call in. That's how the show works.
That is nice. But you people start by 8, do argument until 8:30 or 8:40. When will the people now contribute?
Hey.
You people should amend it.
Okay, one more time for us, for you to talk. Okay, I'll look into that. Okay.
Let me go to that match. It was a very good one for Man City. I know that I just like Pep. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I like Pep. That's why I'm supporting him, even to beat up Arsenal and take them out of that best position.
Okay.
I believe in what Pep can do. So,
All right, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, sometimes we open the line early, sometimes we have to talk before we open the line.
These few points of mine.
But you understand. Okay, let's take phone calls. Hello, good morning.
hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Name and location, please.
President, yes, I'm calling from Enugu.
Okay, your contribution.
My contribution is that the game they played yesterday, all of them were fantastic, but this season, as I'm saying, I'm going to leave the club to both EPL and Champions League.
You go hard, though.
You know what hard? The reason why you know what hard is that by this time, you see, many of their key players for defensive line have gone to injury.
Yes.
And they're still winning. So probably before January, some of those defenders will be back. And you see it will be hard for them to lose. So I don't see anything that will stop them taking the Premier League and Champions League. Even the Champions League, there's no strong like that.
Okay, no problem.
Don't worry, PSG players still will be back by
Alright,
January.
thank you very much.
Then when you meet them.
There is a question that I want to ask here.
Okay.
This person you people are calling John, is it women or men?
Now man. Now man. Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. If you have been joining the show, you know John is my guy personally. Okay, 0706 048 5853. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you. Name and location, please. Okay, your contribution. Welcome.
What's up? No man, no.
Support Madrid. It doesn't cause it's not our business. Our business is that we always say we are world champion. We are best in Europe. Arsenal is coming after you people one by one.
Simple.
Okay.
You are not telling me the cup is for Arsenal for Premier League. This cup is for Arsenal for Champions League. Nothing changes.
Okay.
We can survive all these injuries in this stage. You are waiting for those Chelsea. All the things they like Guardiola. That was just a pretend that they win. The Eagles don't run. one from Nisuka, I came from Nisuka, I don't run the thing. They will see this time around. They know the joke. They will see answer. And they will see the picture of us. We are coming back gradually.
Yeah.
One of our guys, we don't go almost 1 year, don't come back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, in 3 weeks' time too, Havertz is going to join the squad too. So yeah, the attacking power for Arsenal is coming back. But the problem is that their defense is still struggling with injuries upon injuries upon injuries. Okay, let's take phone calls. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Name and location, please.
This is the voice of Manchester United and
Okay.
Okay.
All right, your contribution.
What I want to say is that those people that are clamoring that Arsenal is going to win the EPL and the Champions League.
Okay.
Coming to EPL, Manchester United will finish third.
Okay.
Manchester will win the league, and Arsenal will finish second.
Again. Okay.
Coming to Champions League, it will lose the job. No, we are about to enter second leg. By next year.
Yeah.
That is when we know whether Arsenal will win any trophy or not.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see if Arsenal is going to win anything. Let's see.
My own is banter will end this season one way or
The
another
thing
for
is, you know,
Arsenal.
one thing the
Banter
Premier
will
League, I've
end.
always said it. Wherever you are at a Boxing Day, will determine where you finish.
Okay, let's know. Okay, let's see. Hello, good morning. Hello, I did, my brother. Good morning. Name and location, please. Okay, Bishop, what's your contribution?
My contribution is, first of all, I want to comment the guy with the latest voice of John.
Yeah.
Want to commend him. It's a professional conduct. One has to
Nonso. Oh. Okay.
Arsenal, they give me Man U title.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I love this one that because
Okay. All right. Okay. 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 All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Banter will end this season. Don't worry.
But truthfully, if you please try and put more English because not everybody can understand Igbo, but you are free to speak the language too. But try and put more English. Thank you very much for that call. Okay, let's take more phone calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning to you. Name and location, please. Okay, your contribution.
I do not expect this not the studio because you people win for Madrid this season.
Cry me a river.
Everyone they collect.
Cry me a river.
But Barcelona don't collect the points now.
Calm down. Okay. Oh.
Cry me a river, bro. If easy, why back and no run now?
Okay, let's take phone calls. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Name and location, please. Oh, Bishop, someone just called and was asking of you. But you know the guy that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know him.
Okay.
One
Okay. All right. Your contribution.
First of all, his name, David is on the verge of losing his job.
Okay.
I'm going to lie to you. He's on the verge of his job is at the start. I know this Madrid, the pressure is much.
It's
Of
too
course,
much. Yes.
We are not beating anything for Real Madrid. We are not beating someone for them.
Mm-hmm.
They won't give you that time.
Mm.
You only come for Madrid to perform. You can perform.
Yeah.
That's all the Galacticos. They can't lower their standard because of that.
Yeah.
Who are you going to bring in? Which solution do you have that you cannot do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in that. Whether you come, you just have one option. Come and perform, you stay. If you don't perform,
You go. Yeah.
and it's a pity because I pity him.
Yeah.
Just like always say, I pity him. And I won't say whether the job is bigger than him. Or should we say that the job is bigger than him?
I don't think so.
The
I
job
don't
is not
think
bigger
so,
than him
man.
because the dressing room still plays for him.
You can argue whether the job is bigger than him or not. But the truth that he was the verge of the trade is being confused. Unless he finds a way to solve it out. At first, he was winning games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he first started, he was winning games. Even in the Club World Cup, he performed also before he left there. And then that's when the league started. So where he's going as well, I don't know. Or he should try and fix something.
Is it?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Shocking stuff, he was Mourinho and his boys beating Napoli.
I'm telling you.
He shocked you too, Abi.
I called it here, man.
I didn't see Benfica beat Napoli coming. I
Okay.
didn't see it coming.
All right.
PSG 0-0.
Mm.
So it's shocking results for me also.
Okay. Quick one, Bishop. Yeah. Quick one, Bishop. The guy that called, should we just give you the number?
Yeah, you can give him
All right. No problem, Bishop. All right. All right, this is how we're going to end today's show. Let's finish that on our YouTube channel. Drake Media is here. He said kudos to Mourinho's side. Newcastle is doing well. Okay, say it's so good that seeing Jesus back, he made more impact than Yokore self. Now don't start again. Now propaganda again.
Opium.
Okay. He said, I like this guy's faith. Oh, Man U to finish where? Oh, how? Okay, talking about
Yeah,
that.
they are
Man U
thoughts.
Man U finished third. Now they're already 6 points.
Okay, let's see.
8 points behind Man Arsenal.
Ebelebe.
Let's see what happens in this Champions League and in the Premier League this weekend. And fantastic game of football Tuesday and Wednesday. Today we have the Europa League. Let's see if Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest will do England proud again. And good luck to other clubs that are playing the Europa League. Conference League, Crystal Palace is playing the Conference League. There is one game in the MPFL today. Plateau United will play Rivers. Remember, Rivers are third on the table.
3 points for Rivers.
Yeah, 27 points. They are 3 points behind National United, and they have 2 games outstanding. If they win this one, they will go top of the MPFL with 1 game to spare. But let's see if they are going to win that game today. They are going away to Plateau United. Thank you for joining us on today's show. And thank you for being part of this family from January to December. This family is growing, and because you people are there, that's why we are here, because you people are always listening to us. Merry Christmas in advance, and thank you for being part of Volt FM family. My name is Godwin. Have a wonderful day.